When we think of summer, we think of fun and adventure, and also we think of it as a time when we plan to get our to-do list knocked out and take care of some of those summer chores that we have planned. So when you have a lot of things on your to-do list, sometimes it may be a little discouraging to get started on that when you're looking outside and you see your friends at the pool or going shopping or out having smoothies or something like that. So in this video here today, I am going to show you some things, some different techniques, some different things you can buy or things you probably already have around the house that you can use in your chores or to knock out that to-do list to make it a little bit more fun and a little bit more summery and a little bit maybe even adventurous, even if it's something that you always do just by changing one thing or using something different to do it. So what I'm doing here today, the chore that I'm working on, it's actually something I really enjoy doing. I don't usually see it as a chore, but on a sunny day like this, there might be other things I might prefer to be out at the pool or out at a cookout or something like that. But I'm going to be painting this room, and a lot of the things I have gathered here today are more specific to painting projects, but they are also things that can be used in other different types of chores that you can just have around doing whatever that have no specific chore attached to it. And I'm going to start with a couple things I have that are specific to painting, and these are the two painting tools that I picked up yesterday. And I'm actually between these two and this brand new brush that I got. These are going to be the only tools that I use to paint this room. So that can, for if you're used to using just a roller or just a brush or anything like that, then this can add a little bit more excitement to it. And what this is it's called an edger, and mainly it's used to get like the areas of the walls and different trim and things like that are around edges that sometimes you can't manage to really get a straight line without taping off or something like that. If you just use a brush and definitely not a roller, that can't get into those areas. It has a little pad on the back and you just kind of use it. It almost seems like you're like finger painting or something on the wall, and that's always fun. This is another tool that's similar to that one. The only difference is on this one you bend the corner and you actually can get into those very, very deep corners in the wall that this one doesn't even always easily do. And this little thing moves, and so these are just really fun to use. It almost seems like you're not painting at all when you have little things like that to use. Of course, the brush is more commonly used, but I got a new one, and new things always make everything more fun. So it's nice and shiny, stuff like that. So that's what I'm using. And then I have some of my cleaning supplies over here. This is my favorite cleaner to use anytime because it's a lemon scent, lemon verbena, and it's very, very fresh, non-toxic, and when you're using it, you get the lemon fresh scent in the air. It's really, it's a wonderful cleaning experience, and I'm just going to use it for, if I get spills or things, around that I need to clean up when I'm painting. But you could use this on any surface. You can even use it on your floor, and these are along the same line, but these are just room fresheners. And so every once in a while, if I just need kind of like a boost or, something like that, I will spray these around when I'm working on projects, just kind of keep them around. The aromatherapy is always really nice, kind of fuels whatever you're doing, gets you more in the spirit. And these are some scented candles that I brought. They are similar flavors to what I have. This one is sweet rose, and this one is lemon verbena, just like the air freshener and the cleanser that I use. If you're not doing anything toxic, which I am going to be using latex paint to paint the walls, so having these lit, it won't be a fume issue or anything like that, and just normal precautions used when you have candles lit. These are scented wipes. And if you find that you need to either, if you get sweat on your face, you want to wipe off, or if you just want to wipe your hands or anything like this, these are scented and with cucumber and sage. And so they're also a little bit cooling and just a little bit more fun, give you a little bit of a boost if you are working on a project or anything like that. Another thing I did was just for fun. It only took very few seconds, and all I needed was just this can of spray paint. I painted one of my ladders. I usually use this one to get really, really high places. It's really sturdy and everything. But just to show you an example of something you could do if you are going to be using a ladder or something, and it's you just want to kind of make it a little bit more bright and sunny and fun, you could spray paint it a fun color. It doesn't have to be pink, doesn't even have to be necessarily a summery color. Whatever color that you want, you can just something little you can do. And then I have these. This one's called a fun board. These are, sometimes they're sold to use as little kind of flotation devices and pools. So I figured with it being a summer chore project thing, that will kind of go along the lines of that. And what you do with these is you basically, you can use these for if you have to kneel down for a long period of time, so they can be used if you're doing gardening or anything like that. I have some really thick knee pads that I use a lot of times for different projects, but if, I just wanted to make this a little bit more fun, so using something like this can just maybe make it a little bit more exciting for you. Also, one thing you always want to remember to have are beverages. I have, of course, the water, and then I have a fruity beverage for a little sugar kick. This is just fruit punch, but if you want to make like a fruity margarita or something, and it's not going to interfere too much with your chores, you can definitely do that. It's up to you. Also, since this is a painting project, instead of just getting the regular, just a regular white or clear or different type of paint tray, I tried to get one that was kind of like summery and floral and stuff like that, kind of brighten the mood. And also for the cleaning, I always use usually these. You can just buy these at any store, maybe generally hardware stores, because they're really good for cleaning. But if you have some nice summery old t-shirts or some different cloths that are a little bit more bright and exciting, you can use those as well. And then over here, that looks like a beach ball, which makes it a little bit more appropriate with the summer theme and all. That is actually a stability ball, and what that can be used for, a lot of times I'll have a stool, especially when I'm doing painting, or you may use it in your painting or any kind of other kind of projects you need a stool to sit down on, so you don't have to kneel or be in an awkward position for a long time. So that, I can actually use that to sit on when I'm doing lower areas where I don't really need to kneel or I want to take a break from kneeling. I can actually sit on that, and then you can kind of accomplish two things in one, because if you sit on that for long enough and you balance, then when you can go out and go to the pool or do all your shopping, you will have gotten a really good workout before doing that. So these are all of, I think, all of the things that I've gathered together to make the project more fun. Of course, for my particular project, I am painting a purple color, which it's kind of a dark purple, it's the color I wanted this room to be, but it definitely helps if you were painting and you wanted to pick like a really summery color or something, like if you were going to paint a room like yellow or anything like that, that may be the one that you'd want to do on the day when you don't much feel like doing chores, but you want it to feel a little bit more exciting and adventurous. And then last but not least, the Beach Boys. If you really want to jam during your chores. Put this on your CD player. It is the best summer soundtrack ever. So, I hope that you can use some of these different things or some of these different ideas that I've shown you today to make your summer chores less like a chore and more like a fun adventure. And of course, if it gets a little bit too exciting, you can always wear your shades.